An Old Master by C.J. Dennis. Read for LibriVox.org by Son of the Exiles. An Old Master. We were carting lathes and palings from the slopes of Mount St Leonard, with our axles near the roadbed and the mud as stiff as glue, and our bullocks weren't precisely what you'd call conditioned nicely, and me and messmate Mitchell had our doubts of getting through. It had rained a tidy skyful in the week before we started, but our tucker bag depended on the selling of our load, so we punched 'em on by inches, lifting 'em across the pinches till we struck the final section of the worst part of the road. We were just congratulating one another on the going when we blundered in a pothole right within the sight of goal. Where the bush track joins the metal, Mitchell, as he saw us settle, justified his reputation at the peril of his soul. We were in a glue pot certain, red and stiff and most tenacious, over naves and over axles, wagons sitting on the road. "'Struth," says I, "they'll never lift her. Take a shot from hell to shift her. Nothing left us but unyoke 'em and sling off the blessed load." Now beside our scene of trouble stood a little one-roomed humpy, home of an enfeebled party by the name of Dad McGee. Daddy was, I pause to mention, living on an old age pension since he gave up bullock punching at the age of 83. Startled by our exclamations, Daddy hobbled from the shanty, gazing where the stranded wagon looked like some half-foundered ship. When the state of things he spotted, "Looks," he says, "like you was potted," and he toddles up to Mitchell. "Here," he says, "gimme that whip." Well, I've heard of transformations, heard of fellers sort of changing in the face of sudden danger or some great emergency, heard the like in song and story and in bush traditions hoary, but I nearly dropped me bundle as I looked at Dad McGee. While we gazed he seemed to toughen as his fingers gripped the handle. His old form grew straight and supple, and a light leapt in his eye. And he stepped around the wagon, not with footsteps weak and lagging, but with firm, determined bearing as he flung the whip on high. Now he swung the leaders over while the whiplash snarled and volleyed, and they answered like one bullock, straining to each crack and clout. But he kept his cursing under till old Brindle made a blunder. Then I thought all hell had hit me, and the master opened out. And the language, oh, the language! Seemed to me I must be dreaming, while the wondrous words and phrases only genius could produce roared and rumbled fast and faster in the throat of that old master. Oaths and curses tipped with lightning, crackling flames of fierce abuse. Then we knew the man before us was a master of our calling, one of those great lords of language gone forever from out back, heroes of an ancient order, men who punched across the border, vanished giants of the 60s, puncher princes of the track. Now we heard the timbers straining, heard the wagons loud complaining, and the master cried triumphant as he swung 'em into line. As they put their shoulders to it, lifted her and pulled her through it. "That's the way we used to do it in the days of '69. Near the foot of Mount St Leonard lives an old enfeebled party who retired from bullock punching at the age of 83. If you seek him, folk will mention merely that he draws the pension, but to us he looms a master prince of punchers, Dad McGee. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.